Welcome to the Hyundai CES 2022 Robotics Experience. Please take your seat. If you are a robot, please consider offering your seat to a human being. If you're a human, please treat robots with respect. Please be sure that your cell phones are completely switched off. Wear your masks all time. The show will begin shortly.
네, 할 수 있습니다.
Welcome to the Hyundai CES 2022 Robotics Experience. Please take your seat, and if you are a robot, please consider offering your seat to a human being. If you're a human, please treat robots with respect. Please be sure that your cell phones are completely switched off, and please wear a mask at all times. The show will begin shortly.
Have you ever wondered if there's a limit to our imagination? As humans, we've always been on the move. With robotics technology, we open a new era of human advancement, where mobility defies imagination, where technology helps us overcome limitations, where the virtual and physical merge into one in the new era of meta-mobility. With robotics, we strive to expand human reach. We never limit what we challenge. We challenge our limits. Expanding human reach.
Welcome to CES 2022. I'm your host, Nicole Scott. And today, we're going to explore the very leading edge of technology, robotics. You'll see how robotics will change the way we live, work, and move in the future. Well, and today we're going to meet the people who are creating it. We'll hear about how Hyundai imagines the future of robotics and how they're expanding human reach. Let's hear more from Executive Chair of Hyundai Motor Group, Uisang Chung. Welcome, Uisang.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Thank you, Spot. You are a good company, and it's great to be here today.
Yeah.
See ya.
We all need one of those.
All right.
Uisang, you've been very vocal about opening the future of mobility solutions and new initiatives, like the urban air mobility concept that we've already heard about. Now the conversation turns to robots. What draws you to robots?
I'm glad you asked that question, Nicole. Robots are the legend of childhood dreams. They are our heroes, the herobots from another world. They fill comic books with adventure. They protect us from Martians and villains. Who can ever forget C-3PO and R2-D2 in Star Wars? They are true companions who accompany us into worlds unknown. I love them as a kid, and as a kid at heart, I love them today. But let there be no doubt, robotics is no longer the stuff of dreams. Robotics is now. We are harnessing the power of robotics to achieve great things at Hyundai, good things.
So how does a mobility company become a robotics innovator?
It's natural for us as a smart mobility provider to think about robotics. This technology evolves, and it's a natural extension of our next generation mobility solutions. That's why our mobility device and services will all include robots functionality. Because mobility and robotics work and play well together. They naturally complement each other. Mobility technology will accelerate robotics technology, and vice versa. We are enriching our mobility products and services with this new robotics intelligence.
So that sounds like one powerful combination, and it adds crucial value to your business as a smart mobility solutions provider.
And that's only the beginning. Robotics will create a horizontal connection across all of our business areas. And we will create new ecosystems that we call the ultimate, unlimited mobility of things.
So unlimited mobility of things, that's a pretty interesting concept. Do you think you could unpack that for us?
Yeah, well, we are completely rethinking mobility. We are expanding the entire universe of mobility and giving people more options to live and move in the world than ever before. And like the metaverse, it builds a bridge between the physical world and new digital realities. Because at Hyundai, mobility doesn't end in the physical world. It extends into the virtual world, the metaverse.
The metaverse is a very hot topic right now. Can you explain to us why it's so attractive to Hyundai and explain why everyday people can benefit from it?
I don't think the metaverse is simply a virtual world that exists beyond the physical world. Currently, the metaverse is seen as a gaming platform, but Hyundai think the possibility of the metaverse is infinite. The metaverse will expand the world we live in. When the metaverse becomes more commonplace in the future, it will occupy an important space in our daily lives.
So you mean that moving through a virtual space will become as normal as moving through a physical space one day?
Exactly. And then we can completely change the way we think about movement from a technology perspective. Combining our robotics with the metaverse will have a huge impact. Our mobility solutions will be expanded into what we call meta mobility. This is not only for providing freedom, its movement in the physical world, but also for moving us to a new reality within the metaverse.
Okay.
Our robotics exists to expand the human reach by moving us beyond limitation, by moving things we can't even imagine yet, by expanding human reach into a completely new reality.
So I've personally been following Hyundai for many years now, and one of the reasons why I'm drawn to you as a company is that you have a very holistic view on the industry. It's not just about one piece, it's about an entire ecosystem. And I've always had the sense that you've had a much larger vision around humanity, and this is sort of the driving force behind things. Do you think you could explain to me a little bit about this vision?
Yeah, Hyundai is guided by progress for humanity, that everything we do should serve a higher purpose for our customers, for societies, for all of humankind. We believe that progress is not progress until it is truly useful, until it serves humanity. Inspired by this vision, we dream of a future in which robots help humanity. Companion robots that collaborate with humans and exist for humans are our goal. As other speakers will continue to explain today, we ultimately want to create an unlimited mobility of things with robots to support humanity.
So bringing humans and robots together, it sounds really promising, but it also sounds incredibly challenging.
That's right. That's why we are approaching robotics with passion, with drive, just like we said that at the very beginning. At Hyundai, we have a thought that guides us every day. We don't limit our challenges. We challenge our limits.
Strong statement. Thank you so much, Ui-sung, for sharing this vision from Hyundai from us. I personally really enjoyed it, and thank you so much for taking the time out to share it with everyone here at CES.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, joining us on stage is someone who has a very deep understanding of how robots and mobility will come together in the future. Please welcome Mark Rayburn.
Hi, Nicole.
How's it going, Mark?
Great. Really glad to be here.
Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know somehow, Mark Rayburn is the founder and chairman of robot maker Boston Dynamics. He and his team have built an all-star lineup of robots, including Spot, Atlas, and Stretch. So Mark, June of last year, Boston Dynamics was acquired by Hyundai. Now, Hyundai is a leading provider in smart mobility, and Boston Dynamics is obviously a robotics company. Can you talk about what brought these two companies together?
You know, I think that Hyundai and Boston Dynamics are a match made in heaven. You've heard how Hyundai is leaning in hard on robotics. And Boston Dynamics is a company that is not only a robotics company, but a mobility-driven robotics company, making robots that are intended to go anywhere on Earth or even beyond. And so I think we offer Hyundai an opportunity to gain all of our technology and work together. And we're really driven by innovation, both of us. On the other side, Boston Dynamics has several hundred Spot robots that are being used around the world. And next year we're going to launch Stretch, which is a logistics robot for the warehouse. And it's going to be really important for us to scale the design, production, reliability, and support of these robots. And the skill set at Hyundai in those areas is just immense. And so it's really an opportunity for the two companies to help each other and work together and make the future in mobile robotics happen. There's another thing, though. I think both Hyundai and Boston Dynamics believe in investing in R&D for the real future. And our goal, and I know the chairman is involved heavily in this, our goal is to make the next generation of robots, not just the ones you see here today and that we're going to make tomorrow, but future generations of robots happen by inventing the technology that's needed to do that. And that's going to lead to building robots of our dreams.
So as technologies continue to advance, how do you think that robots are going to be able to work together with humans?
We're working on the concept of companions. That is, Hyundai and Boston Dynamics both envision a future in which people and machines work together in order to improve safety of people, improve productivity, and broadly improve the quality of life.
So when we look at the future and we kind of look at where robots are going to go next, robots can go places that humans cannot.
Right. Well, in order to achieve that vision of companion robots, we're going to have to create technology like the technology that's in Spot, the robot out here, and the other ones we've been showing, Stretch and Atlas, that we call athletic intelligence. That's the ability to balance, to climb stairs, to move in any kind of terrain. It's also the ability to use dexterous manipulation to handle objects in the world, and also achieve situational awareness, which means using your sensors to understand what's happening around you in a way so that you can operate. So once you have all that, it means that robots can operate in places not only where people operate, even though that's been a big goal, but also in places where really people shouldn't operate. Think of Fukushima or Chernobyl. Right now, we have 2 Spot robots at Chernobyl, and they're outfitted with radiation sensors that can be used in order to map the level of radiation without having people go into those spaces at all. And so we're really excited about, that's an example of providing safety for humans and expanding the envelope of what robots can do.
So what about space and other planets? Is fact about to become stranger than fiction?
I think it's going to be a while till our robots go into space. But we are working with the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, who's using our robots to explore autonomies. They have them roaming around tunnels and caverns in order to see what the communications aspects and the autonomy problems are. And we're really excited about that work, and that work that could eventually be taken to Mars or to the moon or someplace like that.
That is really exciting. I love the idea of kind of spot on Mars.
Yeah. I think that the idea of robots in space is actually a good starting point for just thinking about the advanced mobility that they can provide us here on Earth. We plan to introduce advanced robotic technology into a wide variety of mobility systems, from directly into robots themselves, as we've been talking about, but also into cars and into urban air mobility vehicles, and maybe even into machines designed for direct human mobility.
Okay, why don't you unpack that last term for me? What exactly is direct human mobility?
Our colleagues at Hyundai are exploring the idea of wearable robots. I think here's a picture of one of the early models. They're human exoskeletons, such as VEX, that physically work very closely with a human. You sort of wear them, like a wearable suggests. And these robots could help protect workers. Imagine a worker who's doing a repetitive task that's rough on the body, and there are many of these tasks out there in industry. The robot can absorb some of that load, or even in some cases make the person into a superhuman person that can lift very heavy loads beyond what a normal person can do. And in the long run, it might be possible for these kinds of robots to help disabled people, giving them mobility and freedom beyond what they can do on their own. So robotics technology is rapidly advancing, and we hope to create a wide variety of new and truly useful machines that free humans from the most dangerous and grueling tasks and help us live better lives.
So now I'm going to ask a question that I know every journalist in the audience wants to ask you. What do you see the future of robots looking like?
Right now, most of the robots used in factories are doing very repetitive, very specific, precision-oriented jobs. And that's not what we see in the future. We see a future where robots become much more intelligent, much more useful, really contribute to productivity and safely, and become a part of our everyday lives.
Well, Mark, thank you so very much for taking the time to join us on stage. You've given us a lot of new perspective on robots.
Well, thanks for having me here.
So thank you so much. Robotics technology will continue to challenge old conventions and to create new ones. Now, let's watch how robotics technology will move things beyond our imagination. Are you guys intrigued? I know the first time I saw that video, I had a lot of questions. So to learn more about these please welcome Dongjin Kwan. DJ is VP and head of robotics at Hyundai's lab. He and his team develop robots designed to contribute to human life and have a deep impact on the future of mobility. Welcome, DJ.
Thanks, Nicole. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. So let's just dive right in to get into just what just happened in that video. So robotics technology is the key to transforming other areas of mobility, right?
That's right, Nicole. We are bringing robotics out into the world and even into our own homes. We are here to show that robotics is a universal tool that will move the world in a completely new direction. First, check out the plug-and-drive module, or P&D for short. The P&D module is all-in-one solution that combines intelligent steering, braking, electric drive, and suspension in single-wheel unit. And with LiDAR and camera sensors attached to the top of the module, it can play an effective role in creating a digital twin environment using a point cloud system. Thanks to P&D's infinite wheel rotations and possible holonomic movement, the P&D platform can move around freely and gracefully like a figure skater.
I like that visual image of a figure skater kind of moving around. Can you explain to us a little bit about what makes P&D unique?
Yes. Regard to uniqueness, we can add mobility to anything just by attaching P&D module. From small table to large containers, P&D makes mobility extremely expandable. What's more, customers have choices. They can select various drive configurations and platform sizes based on their requirement.
So this invention seems very spot on for addressing users' needs in any situation.
Yes, it's adaptive, expandable, and matches human needs. Because in the world to come, you want to move your things. Things will move around you. The P&D module can make traditionally inanimate objects mobile, and it's exactly this ability that makes configuring spaces on demand possible. This includes living spaces, workplaces, and even retail areas.
So now a room can essentially become a one-size-fits-all solution. So it may even change the way that we think about architectural layouts, right?
Yes, Nicole. Consider the example of office sharing. Shared office space allows teams to use office space on demand. But on-demand office spaces means a constantly changing set of layout requirements. That's where P&D comes in. The P&D module can make a purpose-built space or PBS concept possible.
So as the business model changes, the fixtures and furniture can also change along with it. So I can kind of think of it like a theater stage, and we're changing the set.
Yes, and once you do that, you can really transform your entire business model with P&D modules and platforms, or do away with fixed location altogether.
So the idea would be moving an entire hospital to a disaster location. That's kind of what you're talking about, right?
That means you no longer go to a stationary place. Places like pop-up stores or community services will come directly to your neighborhood. And here comes the part that makes P&D platform so special. Through its flexible movement, it can reach every isolated and secluded nook and corner. Using this advantage, the P&D module will individualize public transportation to meet very specific needs. Imagine traveling in your personal mobility cabin from the airport to your home. The pod is attached to the mother shuttle for the most of the journey. But for the rest mile to your home, The part is detached and goes directly to your front door.
So we've seen very powerful ideas that go beyond our current imagination, configuring spaces, connecting them, making them mobile in new ways. So, where does Hyundai want to take us tomorrow?
So we are directing all our ambitious robotics engineering and creative effort toward realizing an even bigger vision than ever. That is the unlimited mobility of things ecosystem.
Well, this sounds like a very desirable future indeed, DJ. Thank you so much for taking the time to bring the world of robotics to life to us.
Thank you very much.
In the world to come, robots will extend and enhance our capabilities. They will also allow us to connect and interact with the metaverse, where metamobility enables new realities for a new world full of innovation. I think now is the best time to welcome Chang Song, President and Head of Transportation as a Service at Hyundai Motor Company. Thank you so much. Please have a seat.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, a tremendous transformation is clearly underway. Smart mobility, new energy, and now robots and virtual reality are coming into focus. So, tell me, is this the end of the car as we know it?
Well, it might look that way, but the way we look at it, it's not the end of the car as we know it, but it's the beginning of the car as we will know it. Soon cars will evolve from mobility devices into smart devices, just like every smartphone, but on a larger scale. And through enhanced robotics, they will grow into smart access platforms.
So can you help us visualize what a smart access platform is?
Well, maybe it's easier if you think about your car navigation. These systems use 2D or 3D digital navigation on maps, and you might see them as a digital twins, but on a basic level. In the future, digital twins will evolve and will become much more sophisticated on smart access platforms like cars, robots, and urban air mobility vehicles.
So can you explain exactly how this will work, like some logistics of that?
Yes, consider the car. We are already transforming it into a new living space. The metaverse will enrich that experience. At any moment, you can enjoy entertainment, play 3D video games, or participate in meetings. The possibilities are endless.
So this is all very impressive. I can really see that Hyundai is thinking a lot about metaverse applications. Hyundai has a lot of depth and breadth, and smart mobility and robotics, as well as new energy, as I've said before. And the executive chair has laid out his vision for the metaverse. Do you think you could elaborate a little bit on this?
Yes, of course. It's a logical next step for a forward-thinking company. We excel at providing smart mobility solutions for people and businesses by making physical connections. And now there's a metaverse.
So it's a virtual world. You're not physically there. You can't just go into the metaverse and start moving things around, or can you?
Well, very good question. And the answer is yes, we can. Because robots are ready and waiting for us to connect to them through the metaverse. They are physical avatars, and they are designed to act just like the way I act in the metaverse.
So using robots as physical avatars, this is something new. Is this the next level of the metaverse?
Well, today's metaverse is a virtual world with no connection to a physical world. And what I do in the virtual world has to be reflected in the physical world. And it was technically not possible until now. And that's the difference we are creating. In the future metaverse, with the advancement of sensors, actuators, artificial intelligence software and hardware, we'll be able to control and guide our companion robots as if we were actually there. And that's what it means to use robots as physical avatars. Simply put, the metaverse is about virtually being there, whereas Hyundai is about physically acting there and enjoying the physical experience through a robot's physical presence.
Do you think you could share some examples of what you're talking about?
Sure. Let's say I'm at a future CES show in Las Vegas, and I will enter the digital twin of my home in South Korea. With my physical avatar, companion robot in Korea, I can hug and feed my dog. And I can feel all the joy of being right next to my dog back home in South Korea. And isn't this a clear incentive for me to set up the metaverse for frequent overseas business trips?
Now, this is a quantum leap you're making.
Yes, it is, Nicole. It all comes in the concept called meta-mobility. By connecting robots to metaverse, we'll be able to move freely between both worlds. The smart factory is actually a great example of how humans, robots, and the metaverse all come together.
So when you say meta-mobility, you're really talking about a completely new way of connecting to the metaverse. Can you elaborate more on smart factory and meta-mobility?
Well, imagine you are a facilities engineer for a global company like Hyundai, with manufacturers around the world, and every repair at a factory involves a trip. You and your team of engineers have to fly around the world to make on-site inspections and repairs.
That's a lot of air miles.
Yes. But what if you always have a partner on the ground and someone who could point out the problem and do repairs for you?
And so this is where robots would come in. And here to tell us about robotics and smart factories is Mark Raybert. It's you. Come on up. And also, please welcome to the stage Uli Hohmann from Microsoft. He's the VP and Distinguished Architect at Microsoft. Please welcome Uli. So you're actually here to tell us all about how humans and robots and smart factories will connect to the metaverse. Mark and Chang gave us glimpses of the future where humans and robots connected through the metaverse for smart factories. So will Microsoft, will they be taking a part of this future as well?
Thank you very much for having us. And yes, we will work with our partners from Boston Dynamics and Hyundai and others on this new world of transforming how we see the world. It's not just changing how we are looking at it, we're actually going to think about participating in a digital work and bringing together the partnership world. And how do we participate in it? We're not just going to look at a camera view of a factory floor, for example. We're actually going to sit there and be part on the floor working with the workers and robots and machines to do the work while we might be in Korea or in the US, wherever we might be. And as these digital worlds and physical worlds merge, we are creating this entirely new platform layer, which we call the metaverse. We're bringing people, places, and things together with the digital world, and we're doing it both for the consumer space, as well shown today, and the enterprise space. We, as Microsoft, are building this platform based upon the Microsoft Cloud. We're building together or bringing together Azure IoT, Azure Digital Twins, various Dynamics capabilities like connected spaces, and last but not least, Microsoft Mesh, which we just announced last October at Ignite.
And they're enabling a new perspective on the way people move and interact in physical spaces like factories, right?
Yeah, so with Azure Digital Twins, you can create that digital representation of a factory, the digital representation of its machines and equipments, and the collaboration of humans and robots on the factory floor. Imagine the specialist managing factory equipment remotely, like we saw today, retooling an assembly line in Asia from an office in the US. Or imagine physical assets and business applications connecting and communicating with each other. This enhances visibility, understanding, and to unlock real-time insights. It lets us anticipate exactly what is needed to build these greater products. It drives efficient and sustainable operations, and as we have shown, Mark specifically, I think, highlighted it, provides a safe environment for workers and consumers and so forth. And it really brings this customer experience to the next level, being able to interact and integrate between what you see and what you could imagine. And bringing those together, I think, seamlessly is where we're going with this metaverse concept.
Definitely. So people can access the digital twin of a smart factory through the metaverse And here comes the part where the robots kind of really come into the play with the smart factory to give people a proxy experience, right, Mark?
Right. You know, Uli and Cheng, I love the way you've described this and what you're doing. You know, we've started to work on sort of the work you've set out there. We've been using Spot to build digital twins by mounting scanner sensors on its back, and it can go around our customer sites and very reliably capture the data you need to build a very realistic digital twin, and also do it on a routine basis without there having to be a human there, so that you can do progress monitoring of how a space is changing as it's either constructed or whatever's going on. The other thing that we've done to get started on the vision you've described is used immersive systems where an operator is immersed in a space, not only with their eyes, but also with their hands. And at the other end, there's a robot that's doing precise manipulation, because you have this very direct connection, even though there's a network in between the two. So it's really exciting.
Well, that really is what the metaverse is all about. And in the near future, there will be immersive be an actor proxy experiences. They provide new industrial solutions and change our daily lives.
You know, I think this is a really big thing. You know, the internet is big. It lets you touch all the knowledge in the world. But I think that the metaverse plus the internet plus robotics is even bigger, because you can not only touch all the data in the world, you can touch all the physical things and manipulate it and change the world out there while you're sitting wherever you are. It's very exciting.
I mean, this is really putting us on the threshold of a future that we can barely imagine, because it's almost beyond our intuition.
Well, definitely, time and distance become irrelevant. That's the idea behind metamobility. We can move anywhere in physical and virtual worlds. Move humans beyond limitation. Move things beyond imagination. Progress for humanity challenges us to invent new technology that improves human condition, to unite our resources, to integrate new businesses, and to forge new partnerships. With our robotics, we will expand human reach.
So that's a powerful closing thought, Cheng. As we're about to see, it's a great way to begin dreaming about the future together. I'd like to thank you all so much for taking the time to join us on stage.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Where do you want to go today?
Where were you last time?
Mars.
Can we go to Mars?
Sure we can.
Which one is Mars?
Right there, your favorite color. Do you like this guy? How about this one here?
I like this one. Look at the sand.
Oh, look. They came to Mars, too.
Hey, I like a guitar. Wow, Daddy Sandstorm.
Do you want to feel the wind?
Yes.
Spot, let's go into the sandstorm.
Spot, can we touch it? Wow, it feels like ice.
Thank you very much for your attention. This year, the Hyundai booth is located in the Las Vegas Convention Center at booth hall 5818. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you very much. No.
Wonderful job.
No. I could listen to you talk all day.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was really great. No, thank you. So, thank you guys all for your attention. And this year, the Hyundai booth is located at the Las Vegas Convention Center at the West Hall, booth 5818. And more photos with the chairman, of course.